Gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the gentleman from Ohio, but I'd also like to thank who I've begun to call Our Lady of the Lakes. Ms. Kaptur, thank you so much for speaking out the way you do about the Great Lakes, and also Mr. Joyce, a very good colleague and a friend, and because we all understand what it is that makes the Great Lakes great. And I think that's the whole point of what we're talking about. This is a gift from God. Now, you heard Mr. Joyce talk about some of the statistics, but when you think about it, if you just to close your eyes for 1 minute and visualize in your mind's eye the continental United States, the landmass, the volume of fresh water contained in our Great Lakes would cover that landmass by 9.5 to 10 feet. It is an incredible amount of water, but more importantly, it is an incredible gift from God. We have to protect this area. Why would we not? The statistics that we talk about are overwhelming. And we thank a lot of people for being involved in this. But you know who I want to thank more than anybody else? Is the hardworking American taxpayers. By our Constitution, we are granted the authority to tax them. But we are also given the responsibility to spend their money the right way. Why would we have a situation where we can't imagine that we would fund the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative? It just doesn't make sense. 1/5 of the world's fresh water, not 1/5 of Pennsylvania's, not 1/5 of the United States, not 1/5 of North America, but 1/5 of the world's fresh water resides in our Great Lakes. And I would suggest to people that talk about energy, you can go a lot longer without oil than you can without drinking water. We have an opportunity to do something that just makes sense to each and every one of us. We can get this done. And if I may, just for a minute, to paraphrase Luke 12:48, to whom much is given, much is required. Mr. Speaker, I would suggest that this is not an option. This is a moral obligation on behalf of the people of this great country to look at one of the assets that we have to give from God and make sure that we preserve it for future generations. I thank the gentleman from Ohio, both gentlemen from Ohio, the lady from Ohio, and everybody else that was involved in this. I especially want to do a shout out to a young man who works in the Northeast Midwest Coalition, a guy by the name of Sam Breen, who lives and breathes the Lakes initiatives. I want to thank him for his hard work, and I want to thank everybody who's involved of getting this taken care of. Thanks so much, and I yield back my time.